Have you ever booked an Airbnb thinking it was the perfect getaway, only to feel like you weren't alone? Tonight, we're diving into terrifying true stories from guests who discovered they were sharing their stay with something else. Buckle up, buttercups, because we're about to unpack some seriously spooky baggage. Let's begin with the first chilling encounter. Picture this. You're James. You've booked a cozy Airbnb in upstate New York, perfect for a romantic weekend getaway. From the second James and his girlfriend stepped inside, something felt off. The air was cold, unnaturally cold. They tried to shake off the bad vibes, get a fire going, make the best of it. But that night, as they settled into bed, James heard it. Soft footsteps, right above them. An attic maybe? But the host specifically said the attic was locked and unused. The footsteps turned into scratching, slow at first, then more insistent. And then, a voice, a whisper, female, garbled, like it was coming from across a great distance. His girlfriend froze. She heard it too. They both did. They flipped on every single light and just stood there, staring up at the ceiling, listening to the scratching and the whispering. Then, as suddenly as it started, the scratching stopped. But the whispering didn't. They didn't sleep a wink that night. The next morning, James checked the attic door, nailed shut from the outside. Whatever was whispering in the night, it wasn't trapped up there. It was trapped down there, with them. They packed their bags and left before the second night. No cozy nights by the fire, just the lingering chill of fear and the echo of a whisper that followed them all the way home. Now let's talk about Emily. She decided to visit Salem, Massachusetts and found an antique-themed Airbnb that fit the vibe. The centerpiece of the whole place was a giant, ornate, floor-length mirror. The host was very proud of this mirror, said it was original to the house, dated back to the 1800s. That night, Emily went to bed early, but around 3 a.m., she woke up with a start. She looked at the mirror, and that's when she saw it. A figure, a woman, pale, gaunt, dressed in a long black dress. Emily screamed, scrambling back on the bed. She turned around, expecting to come face to face with something. But there was no one there. The room was empty, except it wasn't. Because when Emily looked back at the mirror, the figure was still there, and that's when the mirror shattered, exploded outward in a shower of glass. The host blamed it on age and temperature, but a neighbor later told Emily that the mirror had been removed before, for the same reason. It always showed her. Always. Chapter 3. The Locked Basement. We're talking about a couple, Mark and Sarah, who decided to escape the hustle and bustle of city life with a relaxing getaway to Oregon. They found a spacious Airbnb on the outskirts of town. Big backyard, fire pit, the works. Seemed perfect. There was just one catch, the basement. It was listed as rustic, unfinished, but spacious. The host even left a note. Do not open the basement door, for your safety. On the second night, as they were settling in for a movie night, they heard it. Noises coming from behind the locked basement door. Faint music, shuffling footsteps, and then, crying. A woman's soft sobs, echoing up the stairs. They called the host. The host answered on the first ring. His voice was calm but serious. Don't open it, he said. Whatever you do, don't. The third night, the noises got louder. Furniture scraping against the floor, knocking, 3 distinct knocks. And then, silence. Mark and Sarah sat there, frozen in place, staring at the basement door. And that's when it happened. The door swung open, slowly, deliberately. Mark, being the brave soul that he was, grabbed a flashlight and cautiously peered inside. The basement was empty, except for one thing, a rocking chair, sitting in the middle of the room, and it was moving, back and forth, back and forth. They left, immediately. No packing, no demanding a refund, no polite goodbyes. They left and never looked back. The listing, it's still active, but now it says the basement has been sealed, permanently. Chapter 4. The Guest That Wasn't Booked. Let's talk about Rob. He books himself a stylish studio apartment in the heart of Los Angeles. The listing boasts modern amenities, a rooftop pool, and most importantly, a secure entrance. The first night was uneventful, just the way Rob liked it. The second night, however, well, that's when things took a turn for the creepy. At exactly 2:03 a.m., Rob woke up to the distinct sound of his front door opening and closing. He lay there for a moment, heart pounding, listening for any other sounds, footsteps, voices, anything. But there was nothing, just an eerie silence. He checked the locks, still bolted. He checked the peephole, no one there. He even checked the fire escape. Nothing. A few hours later, Rob got a notification from the Airbnb app. A cheerful little message that read, "Thanks for checking in, Rob. We hope you enjoy your stay." Here's the thing though, Rob had already checked in, 2 days ago. He called Airbnb support. They had no idea what happened. It was as if Rob had somehow managed to check in. Twice. Later that day, Rob decided to take matters into his own hands. He logged into the apartment's smart lock app and scrolled through the lock history. And that's when he saw it. A code entry at 2:03 a.m. A code he never set. A code that, according to the host, had been disabled years ago, after the previous tenant died, inside that very apartment. Chapter 5. The Screaming Walls. We're heading out to the Nevada desert where 3 friends, Alex, Ben, and Chris, decided to rent an Airbnb for a weekend of stargazing. They found the perfect place. Isolated, remote, miles from civilization. Just a single-story ranch house nestled amongst the Joshua trees and tumbleweeds. The first night, they were sitting around the fire pit, swapping stories, roasting marshmallows, enjoying the peace and quiet of the desert, and then they heard it, a scream. But not from outside. This scream came from inside the house, from inside the walls. It started soft, almost like laughter. Then it grew louder, more insistent. A woman's voice, screaming, begging, pleading for help. Then just as suddenly as it started, silence. The 3 friends were stunned. They looked at each other, faces pale in the firelight. A cold dread settling over them. They grabbed whatever makeshift weapons they could find and cautiously approached the house. They checked every room, every closet, every nook and cranny. Nothing. The screaming was gone, vanished into thin air. They tried to rationalize it. Maybe it was an animal trapped in the walls, maybe a prank by some locals. But deep down, they knew something wasn't right. The next morning, Alex woke up with strange scratches down his back. Deep red welts that weren't there before. He hadn't heard anything during the night. No animals scratching at the door, no bugs crawling on his skin, no explanation. They packed their bags and left that day. No more stargazing, just the lingering feeling of unease and the echo of a scream that seemed to vibrate in their bones. Weeks later, one of them received a letter. No return address, no name, just a single folded piece of paper with a message scrawled in shaky handwriting. She doesn't like visitors. So, next time you're browsing Airbnb looking for that perfect getaway spot, remember these stories. Remember that sometimes the most charming and quiet listings hide the darkest secrets. Next time you hear a strange whisper in the night, or see something move in the reflection of an antique mirror, or find a locked door that's best left unopened, maybe it's not your imagination. Maybe something else is checking in with you. Something that's been waiting, patiently, for you to arrive. Would you stay the night?